For this hour. Now, the Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom says gunmen suspected to be herders attacked him on his farm near Tioi Mu along Makodi Boko Highway on Saturday afternoon. He narrated his experience during a press briefing at the Benue People's House in Makodi, the state capital, shortly after the attack. According to Mr. Ortom, he was inspecting the farm when the herders, who were dressed in black outfits, ambushed him and his security personnel. Let's hear directly from the governor.
And normal as a farmer, I usually go to my farm. So I went to my farm along Boko Road, and on our way back, we started hearing some gunshots. We discovered people who were dressed in black. And from our experience, it was very clear that these are Fulani militia men, bandits. And I do not want to take things for granted, because a few days ago, the media were awash with the communique or the statement from the Mayor Tiala, who met in Yola. That is where they met in 2006, and decided that they must take Nigeria as their country, and every other person living here must be slave.
The governor further appreciated the security personnel attached to him. They were able to repel the attackers. He said, "I thank God for my fitness to have run for more than 1.5 kilometers without stopping."
I appreciate the security personnel attached to me. They were able to repel them, and they could not have access to me. And thank God for my fitness to have run for more than 1.5 kilometers without stopping. It means that God has given me strength, and I'm grateful to God.
Well, we're grateful for life, health, and of course fitness. Now, following up on that story, a Fulani group identified as Fulani National Movement, Ortom, has claimed responsibility for the attack on Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State. Ortom said it planned to kill Ortom on Saturday, but its plan suffered a setback due to a slight communication error. A statement by one Umar Amir Shehu said Ortom stood against open grazing and Fulani interests in the country. Okay. So lots of questions would naturally come from this. But I guess Mr. Olalekan joins us via phone to discuss all that needs discussing. Good morning, Mr. Ige.
Good morning, Chinedu. How was your weekend?
Wonderful. I trust you had a great one as well.
Well, it was short, but good.
Okay. Now, you and I have heard what happened to Governor Ortom. We also know that Governor Zulum, last year, I believe, encountered a series of attacks. My question, which I'm certain you must have asked at some point, if governors are getting attacked with the kind of security that they have access to, what will be the fate and the hope of the common man like you and I?
Well, I think it's to first of all condemn the attempted attack on the governor. To attempt to kill a governor is treason. That's more like saying you want to overthrow the government of the state. That is treason. So it's to first of all condemn the attempted attack on him, and to say, look, this is getting even more serious than we ever think. We've heard of Zulum attempted attacks on him, or even attacks on his convoy in Borno State, especially that treacherous route of Maiduguri to Damboa. Very treacherous route. It's been attacked, I think, on that about 1 or 2 times. Then it comes to question, the kind of security, that we have in Nigeria. This is not just good at all, and everybody with good conscience should condemn what has happened or the attempted attempt on the life of the governor of Benue State. It is condemnable, and we need to quickly, like the IGP says, he has set up a crack team to investigate this and bring the suspected culprits to book. We just have to get serious with this one.
All right. Now, when this story broke, the first reaction of people were, questioning the veracity of the governor's accounts, especially with the 1.5 kilometer race. Many people said, oh, come on, governor, it doesn't seem like it's anything close to the truth. But now that a group has come out to clearly state that, yes, they are responsible for the attack, and there are names. I mean, there's a statement by an Umar Amir Shehu here. How does this make the job of the police? Does it make it easier or harder? Because now there is a group and there are people making statements.
I think it makes the job of the police easier on one hand and probably harder on the other. Easier if the names used to sign that statement truly does exist. Because Umar, Shehu, those are popular names in the north. I'm sure if you start traveling from the nearest, let me say from Kwara State down to Maiduguri, or from Niger to Adamawa, I'm sure Umar and Shehu will probably encounter millions of such names in the north. So the jobs will become easy if truly somebody does bear that name. Harder if nobody bears that name, then they can begin to investigate how the press release was circulated, who sent it, from which area, who got the mail. There's a way you can track the IPP address of a mail that is generated. You can start the investigation from there. It's going to be a crack one, to try and detect who actually sent out the press release. If such name does exist, then probably the work of the police is easier. If it does not exist, it makes it harder. It means they now have to go beyond just normal everyday investigation and begin to go into the IP address of where that was generated, what location, which state, and all of that. So it's going to be a tedious one for them if such name does not exist. I want to believe that some people might just be cashing out on what has happened in Benue State. It's the first time we are hearing of such a group in Nigeria. I just believe, I want to suspect, rather, that some guys, just somewhere are trying to cash in on what is happening or what has happened to the Benue State governor and get this name to be popular. We need to really find out what truly happened. Of course, you already know that Benue shares boundary with Nasarawa, and that's the only state that is just close to them that is more or less Fulani dominated. Taraba shares boundary with Benue, but they are not dominated by the Fulani. Enugu shares boundary with Benue, they are not dominated by the Fulani. Kogi shares boundary with Benue, they are not dominated by the Fulani. So the next possible state that is almost dominated by the Fulani is Nasarawa. So you probably be looking at that direction, how were they able to gain access into that express road? The Makurdi Boko express road is one of the busiest roads in Benue State. So you begin to investigate a lot of things. Were there movements prior to that? What happened? Who saw what? And all of that. It's going to be a tedious one, really, but we must investigate this. I'm excited that the Inspector General of Police says, look, I set up a crack team to find out what is going on. But this can't just happen and let it go free without us getting to the root of this matter. Some have questioned what the governor said about, look, how could the governor run, 1.5 kilometers? 1.5 kilometers is as good as running around a football field 3 good times. The length of the circumference of a football field is 400 meters. So when you go around once, it's 400. Second time is 800. The third time, is a 1,200 meters, and a kilometer is the equivalent of 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
So you begin to understand the length, the governor must have, taken to be able to get to safety. And I was wondering, where was his official vehicle? Was the official vehicle parked so far away, or was it just in a panic mode, or it was just intuition, that said, look, I need to take flight on my foot rather than stay in my car and let my security people be able to tackle the suspected Fulani militia, as they have said. So a lot of questions, really, and only the police can bring a closure to this.
Well, Mr. Ige, just like my colleague said this morning, when in the face of danger, you don't ask those questions. You just seek safety. I'm guessing that's the position Mr. Ortom took. But then let's still talk about. There's a particular reaction I saw on Twitter from somebody who claimed they were Fulani and was with what she called the Fulani propaganda. The governor gets attacked, and immediately her people, and I'm trying to quote her now, are blamed for everything wrong. Now, The governor clearly said it was Fulani militia, also mentioned Miyetti Allah in his speech. Another Fulani group has come out, as we said earlier, Fulani National Movement. Yes, even though it's still Fulani, this is another organization taking responsibility for it. And I'm concerned as to how Miyetti Allah might respond to, this statement by the governor.
Well, I think that's where the investigation will come in. I think is to call on the governor of Benue State to be a little bit cautious. The moment you begin to say, oh, this attack on me or the attempted attack on me was carried out by Fulani militia, you may just close the investigation. The police might just be looking in the direction of a suspected Fulani militia.
Mm-hmm.
It may not exist, it may exist. I think that's the job of the investigators to do. They need to be able to get to the root of the matter. I agree with the lady too that says, look, how would you in a fleeting moment know that they were Fulani militia? They weren't, even if they were carrying proudly dresses written Fulani militia, anybody could have done that. After all, we've had criminals commit crime in Nigeria wearing army uniform, wearing police uniform. You won't say the army is the one that is carrying out these things. We need to be a little bit cautious and allow the police or the DSS to do proper investigation. It will have been a little bit difficult, for the governor to immediately determine that these were Fulani militia. I think we just allow investigations to take place so that we can truly know what happened. Miyetti Allah, I'm sure, is there to respond or say anything. The new group, like I said, might just be a group of people I suspect, might just be a group of people who are just trying to cash out, from the situation that is at hand. And they could as well be a truly existing organization. And it's the first time we are hearing of such a name. That's the work of the investigators to carry out. They need to get to the root of this matter. The governor is the number one citizen of Benue State, and he ought to be protected. He ought to get the maximum protection he can get as the number one citizen of Benue State. But we need to allow police do thorough investigation into this. This is a serious matter, really.
All right, so another thing the governor said was being thankful to the president for responding to his AK-47 shoot at sight recommendation. I think I would need to play that so we hear it from him directly.
If I can't go to the farm as governor with the entire security around me, then who else can go to farm? You can imagine the pains that we have here in Benue State. Thank God for Mr. President who responded to my letter that anyone with AK-47 should be shot at sight. I'm yet to see that. Let me see it happening in Benue State. I have reported this to the security agencies, and I hope that this will be done so that the land will be safe for our people.
All right, so you heard the governor there, thankful to the president for, responding to that. Do you think this justifies the shoot at sight order of the presidency?
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky in the sense that the shoot at sight order by the president is difficult to implement if you know the terrain of that area and you want to judge what kind of persons transit between and among the states, especially in the northeast, in the north central, and in the northwest. To me, the better thing is to get the police better equipped. There's no gainsaying in that. If you are looking at the trend of events in the last couple of, the last couple of months, it's almost looking as if police as an institution is almost going into extinct in Nigeria. Look at the recent attacks on police stations in the southeast. Look at the recent attacks on police stations in northern parts of Nigeria. And you want to ask, what has really gone wrong with the police? Because if you don't equip the police, if you don't recruit more men, we are just scratching the surface most times when we talk about security challenges. Are we tackling the foundation of what is the problem? We need to get more people into police force. We've argued this severally, Chinedu. The entire policemen in Nigeria, I doubt whether they're up to 700,000. For a country where we say we are over 200 million people, we have less than 700,000 policemen in Nigeria. So it means Nigeria is even under police. And that's why the army has taken over the responsibility of the police to tackle internal security. I don't know why police have suddenly become so seemingly inept in handling things like this. So it's not just about order, shoot aside to that to say, shoot anybody carrying AK-47. It is for us to get to the root of the matter. The issue of state police already before the National Assembly. Can we hasten it? Look, we are being bedeviled by a lot of insecurity challenges in almost every part of the country. I will try to keep repeating the same thing. It's not just an order by the president to say, shoot anybody with AK-47. That might not be the solution. It shouldn't even be the solution. The only time to say that, look, people should even get themselves more armed beyond carrying AK-47, or they should rather be carrying shotguns now rather than AK-47. It's true for our security architecture. We just need to urgently, quickly, today, today, to begin to know what is happening in Nigeria. We need to declare a state of emergency on insecurity in Nigeria. And the president of Nigeria doesn't seem to appreciate or doesn't seem to understand that, look, Nigeria is in real trouble as far as insecurity is concerned.
All right, let's come back home to Rivers State, where our governor, Sam Wike, has reacted to the events of the weekend. He says the federal government will be held responsible if Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom is assassinated. The governor, in a statement, said if Ortom is killed, the country will be plunged into another civil war. What do you make of Governor Wike's position?
Well, I think it is the responsibility of the federal government to guarantee the security of everybody. And there is no doubt about that. The federal government controls all the security apparatus in Nigeria. So the governor of Rivers State is right to direct his anger at the federal government. It is the responsibility of the federal government to ensure that everybody is kept safe in the country. The federal government controls the army, controls the Air Force, controls the Navy, controls the police, NCDC, name them. They are controlled by the federal government. And if a state governor, with all the retinue of security men around him, can come under, a planned attack, then you can begin to understand whether this is not a deliberate attempt, to kill the governor of Benue State because of his stand against open grazing. We have destroyed farms in Benue State. So the governor of Rivers State is right in this way to say, look, federal government, what do you responsible if anything happens to Governor Samuel Ortom? He's right. The governor is right on this one.
Well, some would argue that there are better channels and ways that the governor would have expressed that same idea. Do you agree?
Well, the governor of Rivers State has a right to hold an opinion. You cannot criminalize his right to hold his opinion. He has held his opinion. Whether the channel is right or wrong is not for anybody to determine. The governor has only exercised his right to hold opinion freely, for that matter, and he has held his opinion. So I don't think it's about channel in this case. So he's a sitting governor. He has the right channels. He can reach the presidency, he can reach the Inspector General of Police and all of that. By the way, I'm sure you know that the Nigerian Governor's Forum has also issued a statement saying that nothing must happen to the governor of Benue State. So it's not just about the governor of Rivers State saying, look, nothing must happen to Samuel Ortom. Even the umbrella body of all governors in Nigeria, headed by the state governor, has issued a strong statement calling on the federal government to ensure that nothing happens to governor of Benue State. So the governor has the right to hold his opinion, and freely for that matter.
Still on opinions to the governor's position, people have said that when it comes to political issues, our governor Wike is vocal, but with other things, we do not hear his voice. Do you agree?
No, that's what I said. The governor is a human being. He has a right to what he wants to do. If anybody feels challenged in any way, there are channels to challenge any action of the governor. But the governor has a right to hold the opinion. Nobody is perfect. He may be right, he may be wrong, but he has a right to first of all hold his opinion. If anybody is challenged at any point in time, there are channels through which such actions can be challenged. But you must give credit that, look, he's a human being and he has a right to talk.
All right. Now, finally, Mr. Ige, what would be the permanent solution, immediate, of course, to this problem? Is it state policing? Is it strengthening the existing security structure? What must we do now to ensure but another governor and indeed another citizen is attacked on their farm or anywhere.
We need a potpourri of solutions. It's not just a one. There's no one size fits all solution to the insecurity challenges in Nigeria. Maybe the first step is to declare a state of emergency, bring everybody on board. As we are looking at strengthening security in Nigeria, we'll also be looking at the issue of employment. We'll also be looking at access to funding so that people can get their hands busy. And I do man is the devil's man workshop. We need to strengthen the police as it is today. Let's even give kudos to state governors across Nigeria. I'm sure you know that without state governors, Nigeria police may probably have collapsed by now.
Truly.
Because it's the governors who buy them vehicles,
donations.
Governors even buy bulletproofs, governors build police stations, governors do all manner of things just to strengthen police as an institution. So you can see, without the governors in Nigeria, Nigeria police may have collapsed. So we need to urgently look at Nigeria police. I think Nigeria police for too long has been underfunded. Nigeria police for too long has been ignored. Has been ignored by successive administration and giving more responsibilities to the army. And you can see that the Nigerian army is overstressed. At the moment, they are involved in what they are not even meant to be involved in at all. We need to urgently look at policing system in Nigeria. Federal police will still continue to exist. At least we now need to begin to bring in state police. We need to strengthen whatever that we have at the moment, and it has to be immediate because we are losing ground. I was just reading a book recently where somebody was saying that there are 49 dangerous spots in the Southwest alone that are prone to attack by kidnappers, by robbers, by this. 49 in Southwest alone. And you wonder, where's the Nigerian police? What has happened to our intelligence gathering? We need to urgently speak. And as I said, look, the president must appreciate what is at hand. It's not just about giving directives. We need to show action by ensuring that we bring everybody to the table and urgently seek the way forward in strengthening the Nigeria police.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ige, for your time. It's truly appreciated. Have a beautiful day, sir.
You're most welcome.
The words and voice there of Mr. Ige speaking about what he knows and what we must do to get to, well, the promised land, wherever that may be. After the break, you tell me what you make of the attack on Governor Ortom on Saturday. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire.
We discovered people who were dressed in black. And from our experience, it was very clear that these are Fulani militia men, bandits. And I do not want to take things for granted, because a few days ago, the media were awash with the communique or the statement from the Mayor Tiala, who met in Yola. That is where they met in 2006, and decided that they must take Nigeria as their country, and every other person living here must be slave. I appreciate the security personnel attached to me. They were able to repel them, and they could not have access to me. And thank God for my fitness to have run for more than 1.5 kilometers without stopping. It means that God has given me strength, and I'm grateful to God.
This is the Morning Crossfire on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire, 92.3 Nigeria Info. The words and voice of the Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom, talking about the attack by suspected herders on his farm near Makodi Boko Highway on Saturday afternoon. He, of course, narrated the experience during a press briefing at the Benue People's House in Makadi. Now, that's an event that has been condemned by the Nigeria Governors Forum, the Northern Governors Forum. The president himself has, of course, reacted to that. The IG has ordered a probe into the assassination attempt. And our governor has said that the FG will be held responsible if anything happens to the Benue State governor. What say you? We have 8 minutes left on the clock. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0007. And of course, the female caller line is 0817 923 0009. Please turn off your radio as you call me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sam. What happened to Governor Ortom is shocking. That is not what one would say that is not expected in Nigeria today. You understand? Because some time ago, somebody prophesied that this kind of thing won't happen. That a certain tribe is geared at taking over the whole country. And we were taken for a fool. But it's happening. So, I want to say that if government is still, dilly-dallying on bringing on board state police, this is the time for them to disabuse the mind of Nigerians that this is not a grand design that was claimed by somebody that a certain tribe is about to take over this country.
All right.
So the state police, under the command of the governors, who is the chief executive of each state, should be brought on board so that all these criminals that are, hiding in nook and cranny of state should be rooted out.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Call back if you can. Still taking your thoughts. 0817 923 0002. Latimo Babatunde on Facebook does not believe Ortom's story. He says Ortom was allegedly attacked and he ran for more than 1 kilometer, but we're yet to see pictures of vehicles and human beings, unlike when Zulum was attacked. I'm not sure how to respond, Latimo, so I will not respond. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, yes, sir. Prince Kingsley Chem is my name. Oh, that was a very horrific experience for a sitting governor to have, walked in the forest for, 1.5 kilometers. That is serious. The president must do something about it. If the governor is not safe, then wouldn't he safe? It is not all about ethnic, sentimentality, political, insensitivity and all that. Something should be done. Because if the governor has, fears have been instilled into the governor, and the governor has become an alarmist for real, then who then is safe? One movie you could decide to move with the entire family. Then who guides the people? This is a very serious issue. I never knew it took this dimension. Is my name. Thank you.
How the governor ran, he didn't walk, according to his story, of course. Gote Ennis says Governor Wike talks too much. He's making more enemies than friends. And Ifeanyi Wike says that's the country we are in. People come out and talk without proof, and nobody questions. Oh, really? Promise Wally, I don't like joining issues with Nigeria and insecurity with particular reference to Governor Wike's statement. Nevertheless, the responsibility to protect is the sole objective of government. So the government has failed woefully. Well, Promise, the responsibility to protect is the responsibility of government, but not the sole responsibility. You also have a part of it. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Sam.
Morning. Turn off your radio.
Yes, this is Nicola from Amor.
Go ahead.
I think I want to visit for the first time, and probably it may not be the last time. And what we keep on hearing from all the stakeholders is that we condemn. We condemn and we are investigating. And I ask, when are we going to stop investigating and do the right thing? And probably when do we stop condemning? Probably it's the same thing, condemning, but nothing is happening, my brother. It's very frustrating and alarming that in a country where we call our home, you cannot move freely. It's not so bad that in your own country, someone will be attacked on the farm, and somebody are even disputing the fact that he was attacked, or there are no pictures. In a farm, you want someone to drive his vehicle to a farm, where there is no road. My brother, it's a shame on this country.
All right. So, condemning and investigating, these are normal things that I believe happen in other countries where you might not be comfortable or satisfied with the Nigerian version of condemning and investigating, because it almost always never brings any result. But it has to happen. The event must be condemned, the attack rather. and investigations must be in place. But then what follows must follow. Heightening insecurity now to attempt to assassinate a sitting governor is a sign of imminent war on the horizon. The incumbent government at the center must be informed, Israel says on WhatsApp. These herders have guts and are daring. How come they attacked the governor and his convoy and even had the guts to say that they carried out the attack? I do not blame Governor Wike for making the statement he made after the attack against the federal government, because the activities of the herders are not above the federal government of Nigeria. CC from Owerri. Nigeria is full of deep politics. Look at the narration and visible display from the governor and equally those who claim responsibility. Do you know, in the name of fighting your enemy, you can do and undo to deal with the person? Well, security in Nigeria is in a loose state, and every security agency needs to rise up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gift from Yenagoa.
Talk to me.
Those people who are doubting, they should continue to doubt. I don't know if they listened to Mieti Allah before this attack took place. Mieti Allah made a particular statement by threatening the governor of Benue State before this thing happened. And they referred us to 2016 when they made similar comments. And if you remember, let me take you back, your mind back, Chinedu Oracle. In River State, just because of party matters, a particular guy came out to say, if we expel Rotimi Shibika and Meshi, the transportation minister, that they will burn down the whole of River State. That guy was never invited or arrested. But you're talking about a governor telling you that if you allow these guys to assassinate, that there will be no more Nigeria. And people are trying to even condemn the River State governor. What is the meaning of this? What kind of politics are we playing? If you attack the president of this country, what are you looking for? Is it over? Thank you.
All right, a couple of things to point as regards, well, the relationship between the Benue State governor and herders. The governor linked the attack to the open grazing policy of the state, saying a law that was adopted in 2018 against nomadic grazing will not be repealed because it had been popular among residents. That's one of the many things he made in his, many things he said in that statement. Now, last month, and this might be linked, authorities in Benue impounded 210 cows from herders who had violated the state open grazing prohibition and ranches law. The cattle were later released after the owners reportedly paid 5 million naira in fines. So, well, that's kind of the relationship the Benue State governor, or government rather, has with herders. It's not a beautiful one. And so naturally, the governor might think that this is connected to that. I'll take my final call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Chinedu.
Morning.
My problem is this condemnation every time without action. For how long are we going to be condemning, investigating, that we will never see the end of it? For me, I think we need to do more than this condemning of a thing and move into the real work. Because the president, since he came into office, he will tell you, we will do this, and at the end of the day, we are seeing nothing. What kind of government is this?
Right.
I mean, it's wrong for us to keep on condemning. Is that why we put him there? To condemn the same thing that myself can do, is what he is doing.
Thank you very much. Well, Nigerians would like to see action, outcome, some kind of result. But most importantly, a safer Nigeria. It's 9 o'clock. The news comes up now, and after that, we'll be talking about the vaccines. Don't go anywhere.